Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to a Mercury retrograde tarot reading, where I'm going to look at the energies that will be floating around you during this Mercury retrograde season up until March the 20th. And your reading is really unique. With the Animal Oriens tarot deck here, we've got 4, 5, 6, a kind of transition of numerology happening in your reading between the 4, the 5, and the 6. The 5, though, sits at the heart of your reading. This is loss that usually happens, focus on difficulties that can happen. But I do like some of the surrounding energies, like the devil is here. It's in the reversal position. And when the devil is in the reversal, it is the removal of being in a position of bondage. Like getting unstuck. It's called the card of temporary bondage. Over 100 years ago, Arthur Edward Waite spoke about that specifically. Also about the fact that a situation you would have been stuck in and bound to was something you were supposed to go through, because the devil card is connected to the lover's energy. On traditional tarot, you will often see the lover's card showing a depiction of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. And in the lovers or the devil card, you will often see Adam and Eve chained into a certain purgatory with the devil. And they've got chains around their neck. So again, it's about bondage. But the lovers card is connected to those two cards specifically. And Arthur Edward Waite spoke about predetermination, predestination being a facet of both the devil card by virtue of the lovers card. So here we have the story of you removing yourself from bondage, removing yourself from a situation where you get stuck. And I'll be quite frank, there are 2 Pentacles cards here, which is usually the things of value that show up in the 3-dimensional world, specifically with circumstances connected to finances. But although those are the 2 cards of Pentacles showing that, the 4 of Swords, historically, most people do not realize, is actually connected to economy when it's in the reversal position. It's connected to avarice, for the love of money. People who are dealing with greed, specifically related to economical, institutional situations of money. So says Arthur Edward Waite in 1910 when he published his book, The Pictorial Key to the Tarot, which many of you know that I love because I love reading tarot cards from a position of historical accuracy. And what's interesting is this card of avarice is sitting right next to the Ace of Pentacles in the reversal, which is the love of money in the evil sense when it's in the reversal. A lot of people love the Ace of Pentacles. It's a great energy to have when it's in the upright position, but when it's in the reversal, it was known as the evil side of money. So we've got this unique concept coming out of these cards about people who are handling money and finances from a institutional economical sense in a very greedy way. And perhaps this is why, with the devil card here in the reversal, why there was this feeling of being stuck in a position of bondage tied into some situation. And remember, the devil card, the chains are literally bound around their neck. They have no choice. The Queen of Pentacles, I also want to say, an interesting theme that comes with this one is when it's in the reversal position, it means evil. But the Queen is a court card representing a person that's involved in your life. Could be of the female persuasion because it's a queen. I know in modern tarot, you can say it could be masculine or it could be feminine. It depends on the style of reading. If you prefer modern tarot, that's absolutely true. If you prefer historical tarot, like Arthur Edward Waite's style, it would take on a more female characteristic. A female that would be in your life who would be having issues with their intelligence and evil. Yeah, she's an interesting one to get. She's actually super intelligent when she's in the upright position, but not when she's in the reversal. And the fact that we have a card showing up that's specifically connected to the theme of being evil or malicious, and it's sitting in a reading where we're talking about evil again, in this case it's the evil side of money, then we can see what this person is particularly evil with regards to. It's not like she's, evil with the way that she plants gardens. Like this person has got a, pardon my French, but a fucking money problem. Again, pardon my French. Sometimes I just let her rip and let a little bit of a swear-worthy sailor's mouth come out of me. But I mean, geez, this person is kind of difficult, obviously. And your energy here in the Mercury retrograde is dealing with the almost like the ropes that bind you to this person or this energy. I think it's a person because it's the Queen. It's a court card. I want to take your attention also to the Six of Swords here in this tarot deck. If we're not doing it from a historical perspective, the Six of Swords takes on a very negative meaning. It's like it's a very fear-based card, the Six of Swords here. You almost think that this would be the kind of imagery that you would see in the Nine of Swords, which brings a lot of anxiety. But instead, it's on the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords here is represented with the anglerfish, but it's like ending. It's like stabbing something that you're fearful. You're like, get away from me, right? Uniquely, though, because each tarot deck should be interpreted in the way that the instructions are given for a particular deck. If we do look to that more Rider-Waite-Smith traditional energy, then historically the Six of Swords in the reversal is when somebody declares something to you. They come to you. It's a picture usually of a boatman on the journey with sometimes two people in the boat with them. And it can mean long distance journey, but in the reversal position, which the Six of Swords is here in the reversal, it talks about going somewhere and meeting up with someone so that you can actually like hear them out. They declare something. They make it known, whatever it is. We'll get to that in a moment. It's also usually publicly done. It's not hidden. Like when they make the declaration, they don't keep it on the down low. It's not necessarily just between you and them. It's known to like more than just you guys. It's a public declaration. If it was a love reading, that's always a beneficial one to get. But when it's surrounding circumstances of money, then it's more of a likelihood that someone's going to announce something that impacts your finances. I want to know what. All right, let's shuffle these back in the deck. Let's get another bit of a reading here. And let's see what's going on. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Okay. Oh my God. Remember how I said the Queen of Pentacles was plumb evil? Well, there was one other card in tarot that gets the word evil, and it's the King of Pentacles. Jesus. The Queen of Wands and the King of Pentacles. It's like showing up like oppositionary sides. One queen versus the other queen. In the middle of it, we've got the Eight of Pentacles. And actually, that's right. In the reversal position, the Eight of Pentacles, usually this is the card of the master to the student. This is somebody who builds a skill set. But in the reversal, they are building something up to have only... Instead of help for others, like what a student to the master would be, that's all about the other. In the reversal, it's selfishness and usury, like taxation and money usury, the kind that we would have hundreds of years ago. It's also connected to somebody who's trying to be cunning. They're trying to be sneaky. And sometimes it surrounds the idea of avoiding something. Queen of Pentacles. Gosh darn it, you couldn't be more specific with this, eh? It's okay, so we know who's making the announcement. The declaration isn't coming from the kind-hearted, soft friggin' Queen of Wands here. It's coming from the damn energy of this cunning individual, this person who feels like downright evil. See, the declaration. Specific. It's like, I just shuffled these cards out again. I put them back in, I shuffle, 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 a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Can't get a little bit of nothing except for the same thing happening over and over again. You are expecting an announcement from this person, this Queen of Wands, and it's going to be a little bit sneaky. It's a little bit cunning when they declare something, and because the Eight of Pentacles is here, it probably has to do with them wanting you to build something up or express some kind of a skill set. But because it's coming from their end, it's like they want you to build up the skills that they need. Because again, think cunning, think sly, under the radar. It's almost like it looks like it's one thing. Oh, they want to speak to you, but in reality, they're building something up. Just be aware of that, my dears. I'm going to check lastly before I leave you off here with this Queen of Wands dynamic, because the Queen of Wands, she's very honorable, but she can have positions of the love of money and mystery. And it makes me wonder, is this, like, are you involved in some kind of a financial discourse with this other queen and king? Or is it that you sit in a position of mystery and perhaps you either don't see it coming, maybe you're the one in the position of the unknown, or maybe you do know it, because the mystery card of the Queen of Wands, sometimes she senses things in her intuition. God, we've got a lot of queens here. That's the third queen. The Queen of Cups in the reversal position. The Queen of Cups is the one who renders service. And the Page of Pentacles. Deception. Interesting. My apologies for the amount of times that I have said the word interesting in this reading, but it's fascinating. It's honestly, it's wild to me, because the Page of Pentacles, when it's in the reversal, it's somebody who could be prone to deception. And specifically, three queens in the reversal. We've got two of them in the upright, one in the reversal, but we can merge the two meanings. It's dealings with women. I told you there's a female energy in this concept here. But when you have three queens in the reversal, it's deception by women. So we just in like one felt swoop, it was like cards of deception, three cards of deception. And so that means that the Queen of Wands here, I think, when it looked like an oppositional play out, this other queen is going to announce something. She's going to deceive when it happens. And the deception is going to land in the hands of the Queen of Wands, the one who's usually, and she's not usually, she's in the upright position. So one of the people who are playing out in this little story here is very honorable, but they're going to be getting deceived. And no better time in the Mercury retrograde to have that shit happen, because everything's always so finagled in a retrograde, especially one that's kicking around eclipse season and the full blood moon. And it's just, so just watch out for that, guys. That might be on your mind at some point, where you see that there is a woman figure in your life and they are bullshitting, but they're doing it in a sly way. So just, keep with the honorable position that a Queen of Wands would do. And if you are asked to do any positions of service, because the Queen of Cups is the one who renders a position of service, just make sure that whatever service has to be done, do it from a position of like full transparency and honor. Because the Queen of Cups in the reversal, she can be a dishonor that happens or gets caught up in some kind of dishonor. And when you've got this much of an element of somebody who's a sneaky bitch, I wouldn't fuck around with that. Pardon my French again. Just being realistic here. Cross your T's and dot your I's with this person. Don't take any shortcuts. Okay, I will leave you off with that. That was an interesting one. Best of luck on the Mercury retrograde situation dealing with this person or these people, because they are sons of guns, man. All right, talk to you later. Thank you very much. Feel free to join me on TikTok if you want, where your other free readings are going up today. And if you do want a private reading, you can always get a hold of me at the link in my description. Ciao for now.